L.A.B. Meet your man, Louie T. Welcome to lockdown coverage week number 4 in the National Football League. Carolina Panthers on the road taking on the big, bad, vaunted New England Patriots. The Carolina Panthers are the latest and the absolute greatest example of the age-old saying here on the Louie T Network: you think you know, but you have no idea about the National Football League. Just a week ago, this team looked offensively inept. They put up 23 in week 1 versus San Francisco. Okay, it's the 49ers. It's easy to downplay that one. They followed that up with a 9-3 gem over the Buffalo Bills in week 2 at home. And then they got walloped by the 0-2 New Orleans Saints at the crib, 34-13. So you walk away from that game. Oh, by the way, KB is injured. Don't know the extent of that. And Greg Olsen is injured, and he's not coming back for a while. And you say to yourself, this thing is not going to get better. It's only going to get worse on offense. And I sat here last week and I said, look, if you want this offense to work, you're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to start using multiple formations and using options and, read option, triple option. Cam's going to have to be a runner again. Going to have to get the young guys involved. Okay, Curtis Samuel going to have to see the rock. All right, Christian McCaffrey going to have to see the rock. Going to have to utilize all the weapons you got. Still didn't think it would be enough. Sat here and basically said this Panthers team is in trouble. They're going to New England next week. No way they win that game. Hell, they can't even score 13 against the garbage Saints defense, which is getting better. But that's another story for another day. And you say, there's no way they're going to New England and winning, right? Right? Wrong. That's why you think you know, but you have no idea. None of us do. And that's the beauty of the National Football League. I also told you last week, if you happen to be watching, and you probably weren't, that the Patriots were in trouble defensively. I did tell you that after Deshaun Watson went and blessed those boys in Foxborough. I said, hey, look, man, you may have gotten away today, but I'm here to tell you your defense stinks. And unlike groups of the past under defensive coordinator Matt Patricia and head coach Bill Belichick, this group can't stop a nosebleed. And the old groups, they would let you take it up and down the field 20-20, but when you got in the red zone, they'd stiffen on your ass. This group here, they can't get pressure on the quarterback. They can barely stop the run. And you, if you have any type of weaponry, can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you like. Yeah, against this Patriots defense. You can have whatever you like. You can have whatever you want. All you got to do is go out and take it. And the Panthers simply followed the blueprint of the Texans and the Chiefs, two teams that went into Foxborough and put up a ton of yards and a ton of points. One came out victorious, the other didn't. And they went and followed suit. If it's not broke, don't fix it. This is a copycat league. Now, the Panthers didn't do what the Texans did, or maybe they did a little bit of what the Texans did, and they did a little bit of what the Chiefs did in week 1. But in any event, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just go in there and do what it is that's necessary to be victorious. And that's what the Panthers did. It was fun to watch. Because I want to see how Belichick and Brady figure this one out. You have no defense. Your home mystique, Foxborough, is gone. Now you got to find a way. You did this to yourself. You did this by trading away all your draft picks and going out and getting established players and trading for Coney Ealy and releasing him only so that he could go to the Jets and pick off a pass in week 4. You did this to yourself. Drafting only 3 players, and one of the ones that you drafted really high that you thought was going to help you tears his ACL in camp. You did this to yourself. So I want to see how you fix this. I'm watching. I'm waiting. Show me. I'm here. The rest of us, we're here. Waiting to see how you fix this. In any event, let's break this thing on down, shall we? But first, if you haven't already done so, what are you waiting on? Subscribe to the Louie T Network for more great content in 2017 and beyond. We're changing the game here on the Louie T Network. I want you to help us do that by simply hitting the subscribe button and becoming a member of the Louie T Network. I'm also on a number of social media platforms. They're all in the description below. Twitter, there's Instagram, there's Facebook. Find them, like them, and get tuned in to where I am on those social media platforms. And also, you can donate to the Louie T Network. This is how you do it, through PayPal. There's the link in front of you. But just in case I remove it too fast, and I just removed it, it's in the description as well. The link is there. You click on the link, and it will take you to the PayPal site where you can donate to this channel. I value each and every single one of my viewers and your viewership. And if you can't donate, all I ask is that you continue to do what you've done already, which is support this channel, watch the videos, like them, share them, and continue to support the movement here on the Louie T Network. If you can donate, please do. Help me further this channel and get this thing to where we can take off to new heights. So with that being said, let's break this thing down, shall we? Start with the Carolina Panthers. This was impressive. And we start with the offensive side of football. This was impressive. Again, didn't see it coming. I mean, what more do you want me to say? 33 points. What did they combine to score the first 3 weeks of the season? Let's do math. I know this is going to explode some of your brains. Let me do it. You just sit back and relax. 23 in week 1, 9 in week 2. That's 32. Plus the 13 in week number 3. 13 plus 32 is 45. 45 total points in the first 3 weeks. You take that and you score 33 by your lonesome in week 4. That is amazing. And again, I didn't see that coming. I didn't. I didn't. So that was an amazing feat in itself. It was crazy because I actually hit up one of my guys, man. Professor Tony over at C3, Carolina Cat Chronicles, man. Love those dudes over there. Tony Dunn, the professor and company, man. Those guys are the Carolina Panthers aficionados. And anytime I got a question, I was going to jump on their show. I thought their show was on Wednesdays. It was on Tuesdays, so I missed it. And there was a report that had come out. And again, a lot of these reports, you can't believe the source because they never tell you who the source is. They just got sources. Sources tell me, right, that could be your uncle, your cousin, and your little kid sister, right? Who the hell are these sources anyway, right? So a lot of these reports, they're just clickbait. They want you to click on their story. They want you to read it. And a lot of it, when you get there, is filler, and you're like, this is garbage. I don't believe this. And there was a report last week that a lot of the Panthers brass starting to believe that Cam Newton is breaking down. He's not what he used to be. So I asked my man, Professor Dunn over there at C3, what he thought about the story. And he said, man, it's garbage. I mean, honestly, what sources could they have? We got an interim general manager. I said, facts. I didn't believe the story either. I just wanted your take on it. He's like, yeah, I don't believe that garbage. And this week was proof that whatever was floating out there, whatever, Cam's fine. Yeah, he's like everyone else. He's probably dealing with a few bumps and bruises. Who isn't? But his brand of football is physical for a quarterback, but he can still do it. And you saw him do it in this game, and they're going to need that. And the thing that I love is that he's sliding now. He's using the rules that are there to protect the quarterback, and he's allowing himself to be protected by sliding. No need to try to get it. That extra yard is not worth you diving and taking an unnecessary shot to the ribs, to the neck, to the head, to the back, none of that. Before a guy even gets 2 yards close, slide. You got the first down already? Slide. And so that's fun to watch. But when it comes down to I need the first down, I need to get in the end zone, he's going to put that shoulder down. He's going to be physical. He's going to use that 6'5", 240-pound frame, and he's going to get where he needs to go. And that is still what Cam Newton is all about. He was a lot more accurate in this game. This looked more like the 2015 Cam Newton that led his team to a 15-1 regular season record, destroyed every team in the postseason en route to the Super Bowl, where they weren't able to get it done versus the Denver Broncos. But this looked more like that guy than the guy we saw last year and the guy we've seen for the early portion of 2017. So this was refreshing just to watch Cam look more like himself. And again, I think some of this had to do with the Patriots defense. They're horrible. But you still got to go out and blaze those boys, and that's what they did. And so hats off to them. They did diversify the offense. There were a lot more wrinkles and twists, but they got back to the basics of what the Panthers do offensively, and that's Cam as a threat, as a runner, which makes you have to account for him, which then opens up things for other guys. Cam dumping it down, easy screen game. There's nothing wrong. Sometimes I swear offensive coaches think that there's something wrong with the screen, like it's cheating. Like we're playing rummy, and instead of us having to have incremental spreads like 4, 5, 6, or Jack, Queen, King, you can put 4, 4, 4 down, or 5, 5, 5, or 8, 8, 8. That's cheating. No, it's not cheating. It's a part of the game. You can throw a screen. It's okay for Fozzie Whitaker to score on a 28-yard screen without getting touched. That's legal. You can do that. You can throw screens. They're not outlawed. You don't get a penalty for that. No one's going to look down their nose at you for throwing a screen. Those are awesome. So use them. They used a bevy of screens in this game. A lot of short passing game. Cam working the slants with those big bodies. That's what you got them for. Use them. Funches is 6'3" for a reason. KB is 6'5", 6'6" for a reason. Ed Dixon is 6'4", 6'5". Use these dudes. They big for a reason. They got back to the basics. And when you start working underneath, when you start working the short intermediate pass game, guess what opens up? KB down the sideline unmolested. Funches wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. These things open up for you. Ed Dixon wandering aimlessly in the Patriots secondary with not a Patriot in sight. That happens. When you go screen one way and then you fake screen and go screen the other way, the next time, guess what happens? Fozzie Whitaker walks into the end zone with 2 blockers assisting him. Nice little escort to the end zone. Diversify your offense, but keep it simple, stupid. Doesn't have to be. I watched a lot of teams around the league keep it simple this week. And you know what? I saw a lot of teams scoring points. I saw Cincinnati dumb down their offense and get back to the basics. Again, it was against the Browns. I get it. But still, a team that had struggled to score this season scores 31. Go figure. I watched the Texans scale back. Now, they got one of their weapons back, so that helps. But I watched them scale it back. Screens and hitches and things underneath, which opened up things up top. 57 points. I watched the Panthers scale it back. Slants, screens, underneath. I mean, they got cute with the screens. They running middle screens to Shepard, where he's almost running into the tackle. Tackle had to keep him up like, nah, I got you, bro. Stay on your feet. Let me go throw a block for you. Get this first down. They got so cute with the screens. Guys is running into each other. Keep it simple, man. It opens everything up. Opens up the world to endless possibilities. And then at the end of the day, you go with what you know. Cam Newton running read option. If all else fails, if Jonathan Stewart wants to fumble, or we can't trust him to get 4 yards, or McCaffrey isn't getting it going on the ground, when all else fails, stick it in the belly of that running back, pull it out, and let Cam get you 8 and slide. This was refreshing because it looked like 2015. Not on defense, but on offense. As you go to the offensive side of the football, and it was a big game for Funchess, it was a big game for KB. Glad to know that he's okay because this offense would really suffer without him being out there. But Funchess was outstanding. KB was outstanding. Ed Dixon did a great job filling in for Greg O. Greg O! Still going to miss him, but Dixon did an admirable job filling in. I thought the screen game was outstanding, and I thought they did a really good job of keeping the Patriots off balance and protect. Cam had all day to throw, but then again, what's new? The Patriots don't get pressure on anybody. Speaking of which, let's get to the defensive side of the football for this Panthers team. I thought you did a really good job of flustering Tom Brady. Now, granted, it's still Tom Brady. And again, I told you his new name is Tom TBE. Tom TBE Brady. Tom the best ever Brady. And it's still Tom TBE. And so he's still going to put up 30 on you despite flustering him. And he was flustered in this game. J-Pep got 2 sacks on him. They hit him a ton of times. They got to him. They rattled his cage a little bit. He missed some throws, but at the end of the day, he had a ton of time, especially down in the red zone. Tom TBE was able to scan, go one way, go the other way, go over the middle. Oh, there's Amendola in the back of the end zone. There you are. There's Chris Hogan back in line. There you are. So there was a 4th down. Game was on the line, 30-16. You had them right where you want them. Just get one more stop. Couldn't do it. Gronk for a 1st down. Kept the drive alive, kept the game alive, and made this game a lot tighter than it needed to be. But at the end of the day, Patriots made mistakes, and you were able to take advantage of them, and it was allowed you to get the win. Graham Gano did miss an extra point, but when you needed him most, he banged it home from 48 with the game on the line, and that's a huge win. Nobody gave you a chance. Nobody gave you a chance to go on the road to Foxborough after what we saw last week from you at home versus New Orleans. Nobody gave you a chance. You got no chance. That's what you got. You up against a machine too strong. Nobody thought you was going to go to Foxborough and get your roll on. But you did. Big ups to you. And that's big because Atlanta loses. You didn't know at the time. You were struggling with your own game, but Atlanta got taken care of. All of a sudden now, everybody's 3-1. New Orleans is behind you at 2-2. We got ourselves a division race, folks. This is fun. That was a hell of a win. That was big time. Real talk. You get to the Patriots side of things. We'll start with Tom Brady and that offense because they gave him a shot. The defense was horrific. Again, we'll talk about them. And I feel like I'm a broken record. I'm not going to continue to sing the same song. I told you that this Patriots defense was horrible last week. And I told you exactly why last week. So I don't know if I need to do that all over again. But this offense is amazing with Tom Brady. We know what he's about. They run it when they need to. They throw it when they need to. This game was on the line numerous times, and Brady stepped up. Tom TBE was back at it. It was funny because Joe Buck, they were down 14, and it's like Joe Buck was like, it's Tom Brady, man, chill. He said, all right, Patriots down 2 touchdowns, 9 minutes left in the game. It's Tom Brady time, basically. Excuse me, is what he said. He said, all right, this is what Brady does best. And systematically, Brady took them down the field. They got themselves into a 4th down. Brady found Gronk, kept the train rolling, kept the party going, got him down the field, got into the end zone with a handoff to Deion Lewis, and just like that, it's 30-23. Wouldn't you know it, the defense hasn't done shit all day. They finally get a stop, force a 3-and-out, sack Cam Newton. Hightower gets to Newton, sacks him, force a punt. What does Brady do? Take him right back down the field, and you know how this goes. You know how this goes. Take him right down the field, and Brady's got 19 seconds in the pocket, patting the ball, jumping. Oh, there's Amendola back in the end zone, touchdown. Tom TBE, standing tall in the pocket, doing what he does. And just like that, Stephen Gostkowski bangs another one off the damn upright, but in to tie the game up at 30. And you know how the script normally goes in this situation. Much like last week versus the Texans, Patriots defense going to come up with some kind of crazy stop. get the football back to Tom TBE, and they're going to win the game 33-30. That's how this story usually ends. And if not for your newest high-priced acquisition, Stephon Gilmore, that's exactly what would have happened. But because Stephon Gilmore, not once, but twice in this game decided hands to the face on a third down where the Panthers were going to have to punt, it was a good idea. That gave the Panthers all the ammunition they needed to go win this game. They were done. 30 was their limit for this game. They were cooked, and it was going to be a great effort, and it would have been a nice little moral victory taken from this game. You say, oh, man, we almost had them. We should have won, and they would have left this game at 2-2, lost 33-30, and no one would have batted an eye. We would have said the Patriots defense still stinks, but Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, find ways to get it done. That's what we would have said. But nope, Stephon Gilmore, hands to the face, keeps the drive alive. He said, no, keep the party going. Cam and company said, don't mind if I do. And they took it right down the field, ate up all the clock. Cam centered it at the 30-yard line, and Graham Gano took care of the rest. And the Panthers leave Foxborough 33-30 winners. And this was what you weren't able to do last year. Remember, you tried to do this against Denver last year, week 1. That was a sign of things to come. This season is different. This game is proof of that. You would not have won this game last year. And if I'm not mistaken, outside of the postseason, obviously, you guys played the Patriots really well. I believe in 2012 it was a Monday night, or 2013 it was a Monday night game. You get a pick in the end zone, and you beat the Patriots in that game. You know how to play the Patriots. Home, away, seems like it doesn't matter. You guys seem to know how to play the New England Patriots. That being said, this offense in New England, they did enough to get it done. They did enough. They did their part. It took them a while to get going because, like I said, the Panthers defensively, give them credit. They were physical. Luke Kuechly is a machine. He was everywhere. That man was like a Visa card. Everywhere you want to be. That's where Luke Kuechly was. Wherever the ball was, that's where 59 was. And so they got after Brady. It took a while for this offense to get. Let me say this too. I need to say this because I am fascinated with teams who are aggressive at all times because I watch a lot of football. I'm a professional football watcher. And in watching the league, there are only about 3 teams out of 32 that with less than 30 seconds on the clock before half are aggressive enough to say, hey, let's try to get something. Let's try to go get some points. The Panthers scored a touchdown to take a 17-13 lead right before the half. And I'm looking around and I'm saying, all right, you're down 17-13 at half. And the Patriots said, wait, bro, it's 29 seconds left on this clock and I got 3 timeouts. What you talking about? I'm like, but you're starting at the 25. He said, and? Do you know who I am? I'm like, but you got to go like 50 yards to get. He said, do I need to repeat myself? I said, okay. I sat back and watched Tom Brady beat Tom TBE. Got him in the field goal range for a 50, let's call it 58-yarder that Gostowski bangs home as the first half expires. I'm like, are you kidding me? I said they might be the only team in the league to do that. And then I turn around and I watch the Chargers do the same exact thing versus the Eagles. And I said, okay, I stand corrected. Maybe 2 or 3 teams would do that. Not many. Most teams content to go to the halftime break, down 4, and we'll come back and get them in the second half. We'll take a knee here, go to the halftime break, see what happens after that. Not Tom Brady. Not Phillip Rivers. But in any event, let's get to this defense quickly and then get to comments. Bottom line is, the defense is bad. I said this last week. I said it's not going to get better because you don't get pressure on the quarterback. You don't have anybody that scares the defense. It's good to get Dante Hightower back. That's nice. That's cute. But he doesn't get pressure on the quarterback either. He did get to Cam Newton in this game once. But he's only going to help your defense but so much. This defense is missing explosiveness. You're slow on defense in the front 7. Again, Hightower will help that a little bit, but it's only so much he can do. This defense is in trouble. For as good as the secondary is, they're only as good as the pass rush. And the pass rush doesn't get home. And so you can run on this Patriots team because I think you're a little soft up front. You're small up front, that's for certain. You can throw on this Patriots team, work the short to intermediate. Where you get yourself in trouble is when you try to be too aggressive. When you go over aggressive, they're so good in that secondary that when you go over aggressive, taking unnecessary shots, when the shots are there, take them. Because you can, Devin Funchess ran wide open on a bust in that secondary for a touchdown. There was another bust when Kelvin Benjamin caught the football down the sidelines and there wasn't a Patriot within 15 yards of him. There are opportunities in that secondary. When they're there, take them. But Cam tried to force it down the field early in the game in the double coverage, got picked off. Funchess made the play of the game, you could argue, on the game-winning drive where Cam forced it down the field into cover 3 and Butler was in perfect position to pick it off and Funchess had to turn defensive back and knock it away. You got to pick your spots. These guys are good in that secondary. But up front, that front 7, mediocre as hell. You can do whatever you like against that secondary. You can do whatever you like. Yeah. You can throw it, you can run it. And the Panthers did that in this game. Screens galore. They're too slow. They're not going to get there. Screens galore on their ass. Misdirection. They don't have the speed to go the wrong way, stop, turn, plant, redirect, and get to the football fast enough. So redirection is going to kill them this season. Redirection and misdirection will kill this Patriots defense. You saw it in this game. Running the football effectively will hurt them. Then they have to respect play action fake. Suck those linebackers up, work the middle of the field. Ed Dixon, wide open. Wide ass open. Kelvin Benjamin, wide ass open. Play action fake, no joke. And I said this with Deshaun Watson. I said, if you have a mobile quarterback, because this defense is so slow, you're going to kick their ass. Cam Newton, kick their ass. This defense is not good. You're the worst defense statistically in the league, and I don't see it changing. And your schedule doesn't get any easier. There's no let up. Your ass is going to get wet up this year. The scoreboard is going to get lit up. And your only hope, and you're going to be fine because Tom TBE is your quarterback, and you play in the AFC East. So you're going to beat the Dolphins twice, most likely. You're going to, at worst, split with the Bills, even though they're playing some defense over there. And you're going to sweep the Jets. So you're going to be fine. You're going to win a ton of games still. But you're not going 14-2, 13-3, all this nonsense everybody else was talking about. I think you're 11-5 now. I had you at 12-4 before the season started. You look like an 11-5, 10-6 outfit right now, which may be good enough to win a division, may not be. 11-5 will be good enough to win your division. 10-6, I don't know. You're cutting it close. We'll see. But in any event, hats off to the Carolina Panthers for getting it done on the road, 33-30. Big win for them after the debacle that took place in Carolina last week. This is huge. They had to have it. They went out and got it. And at 3-1 right now, this Panthers team is in a really good position to be one of the better teams in the NFC. They got to stay healthy. They've already had a slew of injuries. And they got to continue to play this type of football, this brand of football moving forward. This is the winning blueprint for you. You got to continue to duplicate this week after week after week if you're the Carolina Panthers. Let's get to any comments that may be out there. All right. KC, don't do that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Keep that to yourself till after the game, okay? I don't want to hear that. Buffalo pregame says, I believe the Patriots aren't the same team when the season is over. They are still the team to beat in the NFL. You sound, first of all, you're a scarred Buffalo Bills fan. You should say that, okay? You should say that. You have every right to believe that and say that. And most people around the league still feel that way. But there's no denying that this isn't the same Patriots team that we saw win the Super Bowl last year, that we've seen go to the Super Bowl in multiple seasons. They can't stop anybody defensively. And I know you want to say, well, Belichick will figure it out. No, Belichick won't figure this out defensively. They're not good on defense. There's no fixing what they have defensively. They don't have enough on that side of the football. And there's no way to get enough. So this is who they are. They're going to have to figure out ways to keep their defense off the field. And if that means short passing game with Brady, more run game, so be it. Maybe that's the adjustment that they make. But this defense isn't good. I'm telling you that right now. Cloud says, I need the Patriots to play Rowe more. Don't think he's going to make much of a difference. As talented as that secondary is, I don't see him getting on the field unless some injuries take place. Silver V says, if Cam Newton can only be effective by being Superman, how much longer will his career last? I know he is not brittle like RG3, but those hits start to add up. No, that's facts. That is straight facts, my man. And I don't know how much longer he can continue to take on linebackers and 300-pound defensive linemen and take some of the hits that he takes. But as long as his body is willing and his mind is able, that's their way of winning. They got to do what they got to do. He's being paid handsomely to do whatever he has to do to get this team to victory. And so you just do what you got to do. You know, you worry about the damage and the collateral damage later. You worry about that stuff down the road. You don't worry about it right now. He's sliding. That's big for right now. He's sliding. That helps. Harbaugh the GOAT says, Lions are very aggressive at the end of the first half with Prater as their kicker. I told you there's about 3, maybe 4 teams that get extremely aggressive going into halftime. And some of that does have to do with the fact that you got a kicker that you think can stroke it from 58. But a lot of teams just don't trust their quarterback, don't trust their team to take care of the football at the end of a half. And so if you've got a quarterback like a Stafford, like a Brady, like a Rivers that you trust, and a kicker that you feel confident in that can boom it from 58, then you take that chance. But a lot of teams don't. CF Coaster says, I know the Panthers and Pats don't play often, but when they do, it's always a treat to watch. Super Bowl 38, 2013 Ice Up Sun game, and now this. I told you that 2013 game was epic. It was a Monday night game. I remember it went down to the last play in the end zone. Brady wasn't able to complete a pass. They were screaming for pass interference on Gronk. And you get out of there with a slim margin victory. I don't remember what the score was, but then Steve Smith Sr. gave us that epic rant after the game to Aqib Talib, ice up, son, ice up. That was epic, and this game was a lot of fun to watch. Facts, again, CF Coasters, facts. Silver V says, I would not be surprised if Belichick gets Rob Ninkovich to unretire. You know what? They could certainly use him getting some pressure on the quarterback. I don't know if he'd be able to or not. That's part of the reason I think he retired, because he was getting up there in age and couldn't do what he used to do, and the body isn't the same. But, boy, they could sure use some pass rush. Ninkovich, somehow, some way, in a long lineage of pass rushers where you ask yourself, how the hell is he getting to the quarterback 10 times a season? He was one of those dudes for years for the Patriots, but they need some help. And I don't know where they're going to get it from. I don't know where it's coming, but they are in trouble. That is a fact. But nonetheless, Panthers get it done, man. That's impressive. On the road versus the Patriots. I don't give a damn how bad their defense is. You went out there and you took it to them offensively. And again, you kept it simple. No need to be cute. No need to try to get all fancy. Go out there and execute your stuff. And that's what you did. You went back to the basics. Cam, a threat as a runner. Read option. Short underneath passes. The screen game was a big part of your offensive game plan, and it worked to perfection. A lot of breakdowns defensively by this Patriots defense. You took full advantage of them. That's what good teams do. And again, I can't stress this enough. The good teams in this league find a way to win on the road. Anybody can win at home. The Jets can win at home. They've won 2 straight games at home. Go ask them to duplicate that on the road. See what happens. Anybody can win at home. The good teams in this league They take it, pack it up, and travel and get it done on the road. Panthers did that in this game. 33-30 over the New England Patriots. They're not dead. They're not going to fall apart at the seams. They're the Patriots. They're 2-2. They're not going to lose 2 games in a row. I don't know who they're playing next week. It doesn't matter. They're going to win. They're going to be fine. They're going to win double-digit games. They're going to go to the playoffs. They're going to win their division most likely. The sky's not falling in New England. Just know you don't play good defense, and the offense is going to have to step up. Simple as that. And so, it's going to do it for your man Louie T here on Lockdown Coverage. If it happens in the National Football League, whether big or small, we cover it all here on the Louie T Network. Come back and join me as I got a lot more games to break down, including next Chargers hosting Eagles, followed by Bucks and Giants, followed by Niners and Cardinals. So, more games to get to. We're running out of time. So, I'm going to cram them all in before Monday night. So, you know where you need to be. I don't need to repeat myself. Come back and join your man Louie T. I'll see you in a little bit.